My name is Jake Puzicki, and this is an ACT Science Research Summary question. So, this question is interesting, and this type of question will show up about once every 5 questions on the test. And this is a question that talks about the experimental procedure. So in this case, we're talking about an experiment to, if we assume that the instruments that we're measuring temperature right here, we're providing inaccurate readings. But the other instruments that were measuring wind direction, pressure, precipitation, and time were all working and providing accurate readings. So taking the fact that the temperature is inaccurate, could be inaccurate, what could we confidently say about what happened in Columbus between 3:30 p.m. and 3:35 p.m.? So the first part, this is very important, anytime you're reading a science question, especially one that's long like this, is to understand what exactly they are asking. And they're asking us that if we know that the temperature readings could be inaccurate, we have to ignore them because we don't know. They could be wrong, they could be right, we have no idea. So ignoring the temperature readings, what does the other data tell us? Like, is there still enough evidence in the other data to say anything about whether or not a cold front passage occurred? Okay, so that's our question. And remember, we're going back into the experiment 2. It says that a cold front can be depicted by these rapidly falling temperatures, but now we don't know anything about the temperatures because we're not trusting any of the data on the temperatures. But still, a drop in pressure, a wind shift to the north or west, and a moderate chance of precipitation. So those are our indicators of whether or not a cold front passed through that we can trust on now. So we're going to go through the answers one by one to see which one makes most sense. So a cold front likely occurred as seen by the changes in precipitation. So if we look, we're looking right here, by the way, between 3:30 and 3:35, as it says. And if a cold front went through and we could tell so by the precipitation, what would happen? It would be a chance of precipitation. So actually, the precipitation here goes from cloudy to clear. There's no precipitation happening. That would indicate the passage of a cold front. So we can eliminate that answer. The next one, a cold front likely occurred as seen by the change in temperature. We know that we can't trust the temperature. The question actually specifically tells us that we can't trust the temperature readings, so we know that this answer is wrong. Anytime you have faulty equipment, you can't trust the readings that it tells you. And so even if there was a trend that told us that there was like a decrease in temperature, we can't trust that. A cold front likely occurred as seen by the drop in barometric pressure and the change in wind direction. So here, if we look back in the passage, we see that a drop in barometric pressure and a shift in the wind direction to the north or west would be indicative of a cold front passing through. So we see that the wind direction changes from south to the northwest direction, which is consistent, and that there is a drop in barometric pressure from 3:30 to 3:35. So this could be the right answer. And this one, there's no longer enough information to be able to say whether or not a cold front occurred. Well, we actually do have 2 pieces of data, the wind direction and the barometric pressure, that both indicate that a cold front could have occurred here. Now, if this choice had said a cold front definitely occurred, then it'd be a little bit questionable because this answer choice just says a cold front likely occurred as based on these 2 data points. This is still the best answer because both of those data points refer to are indicative of a cold front passing through. So our answer is answer choice C.